Hi, welcome to the last video of this fourth lesson inside some action plan. Today we are talking about action plans and monitoring. In the first module of digitalization, we talked about action plans to implement new softwares and also to implement new processes. So the key facts are almost the same in action plans defining, but we are taking a refresh. It's just 3 4 slides, and and you will have it. Okay. So it's important in the actions of the tasks that we are going to implement based on the insights and the results that we expect. Okay, that that actions should be aligned with the business goals and strategy. Okay, and also it's interesting or not mandatory, but it's interesting to have the goal, one of the goals to be a shared vision between departments. Okay, so we should achieve an alignment between department interests in order to boost the results. Okay, and there are some aspects that we should take into account before defining the plan. The structure should be something like this. We have the insights, okay? The objectives of the goals align with the strategy. Okay, so what do we expect to achieve? Okay, which tasks should we develop or realize or deliver? Which is the owner, or who is the person which is going to be in charge of the accountability of this, both if it's happened in a positive way or if it has negative consequences. So who is the owner of the specific of that specific insight to move it to action. Okay, which are the team members that are involved following the leadership of this owner. Okay, which metrics or key performance indicators are we establishing and tracking in order to see how it's going. Okay, and for sure the deadline. Okay, so we, where or when do we need to have every step or every task delivered in order to finish on time. Okay, using a Gantt diagram that we already have seen. We have already seen it on the first module. Some execution tips are the accountability, as I told you in the previous slide. The owner and the team members are key, but here we should have some sponsors or people who is motivated with the delivery and the with the insights. Okay, so it's important to have people engaged that follow the goal and that believe in what we are doing. Okay, and then we should use RACI matrices to clarify roles. As we will, we had in the module one in the process reengineering, it was a table or a matrix about RACI, responsible, accountability, consulted, and informed. So I encourage you to go back and see that, watch that video again. Okay. Then another tip is to be flexible. Adaptability it's important. Okay, and feedback loops and fluid communication allow us to adjust uh, during the way. Okay, and also it's important to have a philosophy that failure is not bad. Okay, but if we fail fast, better than a long lasting failure. Okay, so we should test, iterate, modify, adapt, adjust, implement, test, prototype, implement, deliver. Okay, it's important that flexibility in order to adapt and be fluid. Okay, fluent. And then for sure transparency. it's important the communication. You will see, or you will have some slides about the importance of communication in the next module that we will start in the following video, in the next video about communication. Okay, it's important to communicate to our team in a transparent way the results and the progress in that insight or that action plan. Okay, if possible, for sure, with a dashboard, with a Power BI or Tableau tool, we can share with them the access to the specific KPI that we need to monitor. Okay, and it's important to see the progress both in the KPI and also in the Gantt diagram. We could have an interactive version where we can see as or using a project management tool like Jira, Asana, or Trello, for example, how is the task progress going? Okay, and also using tools like Slack, Teams, WhatsApp, Telegram, email, whatever channel that you prefer for quick updates. Okay. Oh, and another methodology or organizational recommendation is to define a meetings panel. Okay, we will, as we learned in the previous module, in the second, no, in the first, sorry, we discovered about the Scrum Agile methodologies, where we had a daily stand-up, retrospective, review, product definition or planning, product or backlog planning meetings. They were focused on product development. Okay, so these new ones are compatible or are yeah, I don't know how to say that in English, sorry, but these new meetings are different from the Scrum ones, and we should have both. Okay, here it's important to have weekly meetings with the team. Okay, the team that are in charge of that insight, that specific insight solution. Okay, we have a tactical meeting. Okay, where we are focusing on tasks. If we have blockers, so if we have to do some adjusts. Okay, some pivots, and the participants is the owner or the insight owner. Okay, then if they are a project manager and the analyst or other team which is involved, right? Then during the monthly, okay, it's focused more on the operational aspect. Okay, we are focusing on the results that we are delivering, which are the outcomes that we have achieved. Okay, and the objective is to cross align or cross-functional align the different departments and areas. Okay, so here in that operational, the participants will be people from the operations area, data, strategy. Okay, so the maybe the financial controller, the product owners, or the managers from different areas that are related to this project. Okay, and people from the strategy. It's also interesting to be inside this one. Okay, and then there is the quarterly, which will be like 4 meetings in the year. Okay, which it's focused on the strategy. Okay, the learning cycles. So what have we learned during this quarter? Which were the results? Okay, could we apply the new knowledge to something? Okay, we define priorities to focus on the next quarter. Okay, and this is more focused for leadership, heads of department, business owners, etc., because they are like adjusting a little bit the big yeah, the big goals and on the strategy roadmap, and they are having an overview of everything that has happened in this quarter, and they are planning some adjustment or corrections uh, for the next one. Okay, and that will be all for the lesson. Thank you very much for your attention, and I hope you enjoyed. And let's see on the last module of the course. You are very close to finish it. So let's see on the next videos where you will learn about skills. Here you have my contact data. If you need something, you can ask me. Thank you. Bye.